Yo, what's up? What's up, guys? I don't know if that worked, but long time no see. So basically, this is going to be a kind of a combination video of section 2, section 3, and section 4, because there's a little bit of each thing in there. So there's a couple things that have happened, a couple updates that I got, and I'm just going to walk through them, bring it up to speed, you know what I mean? Bring it into the present. So the first thing is that I did a balance transfer with Discover. I think I mentioned it earlier before. Discover, the card that I already had a balance transfer offer. So I just took advantage of that. So I'm going to update the snowball and update the diagram. With the balance that I've transferred off, that means I'm going to start using the Chase Sapphire card again, and I'm going to explain why I'm going to do that. There's some potential good benefit to be had from starting to use that again. There's also a little thing with the minimum payment. I don't know if it's Chase being really sneaky or I just messed something up or something, but whatever. And then we have a cash purchase that was a impulse buy. It was kind of a stupid impulse buy. So that's part of the mindset video is, you can still make dumb impulse purchases if you're using cash, just as you were using card, plastic. It kind of is the same thing, right? So that's what we're going to talk about. So let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing is the balance transfer. I balance transferred this amount of balance over onto my Discover card, and the fee for that was 5% of the amount. Okay, and it was coming from my Chase Sapphire Reserve card. So what I'm going to go do is update my debt snowball method. So just quick review of what has happened. These are the months that have already passed, so I put them in gray. This is the month that we're on right now, August here, all right? So the balance that I transferred over, that I now have on my Discover IT, is 9515 times 5%. Okay, and I don't know what the minimum payment is yet, so I guess I have to update that later. Oh, but I'm guessing that the minimum payment is going to be 1% of this amount. Probably. It's probably what it's going to be. So we're going to put $99. Okay. Now this didn't happen, and this was not there. So the first time, and I don't think this is even going to happen here in August, right? So the first time a payment's going to be made there is going to be in September. Okay. And then we have this balance, and this balance has been decreased by 9515. So the remaining balance on that card is that amount. So as a result of doing this little juggling exercise here, we've shaved off another 3 months to the debt-free date. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So we're going to make that a green color. Make it kind of like a little bit more intense, or maybe just the same kind of intense. All right. Sweet. Yeah. So a couple of months, 3 months have been shaved off. I don't know what the amount is, has been shaved off, but it's a little bit less because of the interest rate has been cut down to 0 here, basically. The other thing that I'm going to do here in the same motion, but it's a different task in the same video, right? We're combining a lot of stuff into one, is just set this to autopay. Right, so that the next time, whenever that happens, that this is going to be just pay the statement balance. All right, and I'm doing this I'm just eyeballing it kind of. But if we go into my budget, and I just kind of like see that this number is there, and knowing that I have an emergency fund in case I need it, and a paycheck is going to come in very soon, and this is more than the average income or expenses that I have so far in the past 2 months, I feel pretty comfortable just setting this up and just basically getting rid of this entire balance. And actually, the balance that I have on this card is a little bit less than what you see here. So, because this is from an older version of this, so the numbers have changed a little bit, but I don't want to change the original balances and that kind of stuff. But that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to go into here and make the changes here first. I'm going to do it one at a time. So first, the IT 5% categories, we're going to change that to be auto-pay minimum payment. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to pause the video real quick so I don't have to black out a bunch of stuff, and I will be right back. Okay, so it doesn't work right now. This page is temporarily unavailable. They're having technical issues, and monkeys are working on solving it very quickly, very quickly. So we're going to put this just kind of right there in limbo, so I remember to do that later. And I'm going to go into the Chase portal and submit this card into Autopay Statement balance. So again, I'm going to pause the video, be right back. Okay, so that is now set to pay the statement balance. Now there's one thing that I want to show you, an email that I got from Chase regarding my automatic payment that I set up. So do you remember when our minimum payment became lower, like $287, and in order to stay in compliance with this sheet, we changed it to be $288? Well, the minimum payment due for August statement was $289. So they sent me this email saying, hey, your fixed payment is less than the minimum payment, so you got to change it. So, okay, instead of changing it to just pay the minimum payment, like adding it up by $1, we're just going to pay off the entire balance. How about that? That works, right? Okay. I mean, we pretty much eliminated the interest on this going forward. We're going to pay another month's worth of it, and then it's done. And then we're over. We're over it. It's finished. Sweet. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to show you, and the reason I'm going to start using this card again, is because Chase has this thing called Pay Yourself Back. And apparently it's a new feature where certain eligible expenses you can use ultimate rewards points to reimburse yourself for. And you get it in terms of statement credit. So right now, the categories you pay yourself back for are grocery stores and dining at restaurants. So if I ever go to a grocery store, which I do, and go dine at a restaurant, which I do sometimes, or if I end up going to like the hardware store or something, then I will use my card there and get a reimbursement from my ultimate rewards points. See, I have quite a few ultimate rewards points on this card, and on other ones should I run out of those ones. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to spend all of that by the time this thing runs out. The nice thing about this is that you get 50% more points value. So if I spend $1.50 at the grocery store, for example, I have to only redeem $1 worth of points. So it's sort of a way of multiplying your money. It's the same way that, you know, when you convert your points over to travel, like buying a ticket or buying a hotel, it has another multiplier. Sometimes it can go up to 2 or 2.5, sometimes even 3 if you find a really good deal. So it's nice that you can do this, and this is for grocery stores, dining in restaurants, home improvement stores, and select charitable organizations. So right now I don't have any eligible purchases, but if I start using this card and go and buy food and groceries and hardware store kind of things, then I can use this for that. So that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. So that's why I'm going to start using my Chase Sapphire Rewards card again. And because it is now in this category where the statement balance is just going to be auto-paid, then it's pretty much fair game to start using that again. The whole thing that happens when you're trying to pay off your card, this no longer applies because there's nothing in the APR account anymore. After this month, right, when that payment is made, then this is going to be gone. So it's not going to be throwing up shields anymore. So it's just going to be whatever we spend, whatever we charge in the 0% account there. That's what we're going to have to pay off. And that's just using this card as a debit card, basically. And while we're at it here, just doing an entire update video, I thought I might as well just go through my transactions and categorize them as well. Might as well. I mean, it's only going to make the video a little bit longer. Here we go. These are subscriptions. Da-da-da. This is a payment. So that's a payment from staging. And I used some of my cash back bonus redemption, whoa, to cover the rest of the costs right before I did the balance transfer. And so this is the balance transfer fee. So this is going to go into credit card interest. I'm actually going to change the name of this category from credit card interest to fees. So let me do that real quick. Fees. All right, and then we go on. This is a transfer. The balance transfer is a transfer from Chase Sapphire Reserve. Okay. Cool. Okay, and then this should show up there as a linked transaction. That's the first time I've ever done a balance transfer. That's the first time I've ever done a transfer from one debt account to another. That's kind of cool. All right, so here's the last, well, not the last interest charge, but one of the last interest charges that we're going to pay. Okay, and that's it. So that's nice. Here we go. More subscriptions. Another payment from staging. Okay, another payment from, this needs a category. Payment from staging. This is a subscription. Same old. This is pretty much all that's happening on this card nowadays. Oh, this is the new card. This is the card that I was originally planning on doing the balance transfer for. But since I got a $500 credit line, which was pretty much a waste of my time to open it up, I'm just going to waste their time by basically not using this card more than I need to. I put a little reoccurring charge on this, and that's pretty much all that I'm going to do. So, I don't know, I'll get some points from them. I might use them, I might not, but whatever. Here we have 2 fees, charges, all right, and then we have a payment, and that's it from the staging. So that's it. That's where we're at. So let's look at where we're at in terms of numbers for this month. So the activity total from KISS and Killbox is 22.28. So it's about in line with past months. Spending on health has been $0. Dining out has been $3, and the car, right, has been gone, so that expense is not there anymore. The Killbox has kind of inflated this because of the balance transfer fee. That was a big amount, but going forward, this fees expense amount should be very close to $0 or under $10 or something like that. For 1 month, it's probably going to be another like $100 charge from the Chase Sapphire Reserve, because that's how the interest is calculated. But going forward, it should be very low, and we have successfully killed all the fees in the Killbox. So nice. That's pretty good. Bam! So I want to talk about one more thing, and that is impulse purchases. This is a minute minder. The other week I was thinking, I heard somebody say, yeah, I track the time that I actually spend working on stuff, and it's not even running now. I forgot to turn it on for recording this video, but I wanted to better keep track of my time in terms of what do I spend time on and how much time I actually spend doing productive stuff, like making these videos, right? So I got up and I was like, well, I can't order it from Amazon because I'm doing that cash challenge thing. So I just walked to the hardware store and I went in there and asked them, hey, do you have anything that keeps time? It was like a watch? And I was like, no, something that counts up. So like a watch? No, something that I can keep track of time with. It starts at 0 and then counts up. So he was like, oh yeah, I got something like that. So he showed me this thing. This was the only thing that he had in the store. And I was like, all right, this looks like it's going to work perfectly, right? I didn't know what questions to ask about it. I didn't know what exactly I was looking for. The only thing that I wanted was something that kept time. So the way that this works is that you push the button and it counts up. It starts counting up. And I started using it. And as I started using it, I realized I didn't really like it that much. And one of the biggest gripes I have about it is that after it goes to 99 minutes and 59 seconds, it goes back to 0. And then I don't know how many I don't know how many times it's done that. So if I'm really in really deep work and it goes on for several hours, then this thing is not really going to help me that much, right? Because then I have to keep track of this thing. I have to mind the minutes. Maybe that's why it's a minute minder, because I have to mind it. It doesn't mind me. I have to mind it. So I don't know how much I'm going to actually be using this thing. And the reason that I'm talking about this here is because cash, like only using cash doesn't prevent you from doing stupid things like impulse purchases. You're still going to do that. And I said before that like me using cash, I will sometimes maybe tend to spend more, like leave a bigger tip or not really worry about the change too much that I'm getting if it's, I'll round it up or something, which automatically doesn't apply when you're using plastic when you're swiping. So it still happens. It's a fun exercise to use cash. But like I said, it's not like you'll get a nice story out of it. Like that's a nice story. I got a nice story out of it. I can tell that story now about the time I used cash, right? So that's kind of like why I use cash for a month. So I can tell a funny story about it. And like when somebody makes a post about, have you ever tried using cash? Then I can leave a smart ass comment saying, yeah, I have. And here's what it is. And you're wrong about it changing your life and changing your spending. You're using cash because you're changing your spending or you're changing your habits or whatever have you, right? You're changing yourself. It's not happening because you're using cash. You use cash and you have a nice story to tell. And that's about it. So I'm also going to stop doing the cash challenge because with the Sapphire Reserve thing, when I go and buy groceries next time, I want to charge it on that card so I can charge it back, use my points and get 1.5x. That's going to be a lot better, like ROI in terms of my grocery spend than if I use cash. And yeah, that's about it. I'll use the cash for other things and different whatever. Maybe I'll pay my next 2 months of rent with it and be done with it in that way, right? That'll be interesting. So that's about it. I think I'm done. I think I'm done with this video. There's nothing else that I really wanted to talk about. There is one other thing, but I can't find the thing. Oh, here it is. This is not related to what we're talking about at all here, but this is going to be another mindset video. This is a poopery. Can you see it? I don't know. It's too bright, but that's a poopery. So we're going to talk about that in a future mindset video. So, all right, cool. This was a cash flow video, a debt pay down video, and a mindset video all in one. This is the most productive video I probably ever have done. All right, guys. Peace. I'll see you later.